I love this move by the Phillies, and I know it's been a done deal for a day or so now, but I just kind of wanted to wait until it has been a little bit more official because there was a no trade clause that was in play, and I just wanted to wait for, it to be a little bit more closer to 100%. Ken Rosenthal tweeted out that as it stands now, so there might be a little piece here and there that continues to happen, but this is the juiciness of it. And the Phillies get Jean Segura, and I am stoked. It wasn't the Manny Machado, it wasn't the Bryce Harper yet, but what this does is it adds to this infield. We clearly struggled defensively last year, without a doubt. I love this move. It's outstanding. We also picked up 2 relievers in the process, as well as Picasso came to the squad, and Pezos. Those names clearly aren't the deal breaker. But what we gave up, J.P. Crawford and Carlos Santana. And Carlos Santana was clearly a mistake last year. What this does is it frees up that first base spot, and Rhys Hoskins can go play first base, and it's really time to start getting this thing going. To get an all-star like Segura definitely helps this team out amazingly, because now players are going to want to come here. Now we can maybe go attack Bryce Harper to play in the outfield, or Manny Machado. I know that there are some tweets out there that literally say, and these are MLB insiders, the Phillies are not done. They're still looking for Manny Machado, Bryce Harper, and Corbin. That seems a little ridiculous in my opinion. But what this does is just, it adds value to this team. Players are going to want to come here. We have the money to spend. I love the fact that we gave up Carlos Santana. Listen, J.P. Crawford, he was the prospect. He was supposed to be the next Jimmy Rollins. But if you told me that J.P. Crawford would have the career that Segura has, wouldn't you take that in a heartbeat? And this kid still has time left. He's only 28. I think he'll be 29 by the time the season starts. His contract is definitely very manageable. I love the pickup at shortstop. I know we spent a little bit, and I think a little bit means 1 year at second base. I don't think that's an option for him. If we could pick up Manny Machado and put him at third, I know he wants to play short, but imagine that side of the infield. Imagine that. I mean, Segura's been hitting over 300 the last couple seasons. We haven't had that last year at all. I love this move. And it seems like, honestly, we didn't even give up that much. J.P. Crawford can't hit for anything. I know he battled some injuries. I know he's young. Stop. Get him out. That's an easy one. And Carlos Santana, that's even easier. He was clearly a mistake. This is just, literally, it seems like a steal. And I know the Mariners are giving up on their players. They're trading with the Mets to giving up Cano, and the Mariners are just totally giving away their roster at this point, but this is a no-brainer and helps this baseball team tremendously. I love the value of a veteran-type player who's still young. He can definitely hit for a nice batting average. Defensively, he's great. And Rhys Hoskins can move back to first. Things are starting to get put in place a little bit. We're nowhere near done. If we ended the offseason without any more moves, I would be devastated. But this just starts it. It starts it. Imagine a Manny Machado at third. Imagine, okay, say we don't get Manny. I'm not going to go crazy and say we're getting everybody else. But imagine a Bryce Harper in the outfield now. One of those two added to this team and to Segura, and getting a starting pitcher would be really nice for this team. If we get one more player, one more legit player, and one starting pitcher that is definitely a high caliber starter, I would be very happy with that offseason. It does seem unrealistic to claim we're going to be getting all these stars, and we're not going to get all of them. One more really nice player and a starting pitcher, and I am stoked. I think this is a great start. This was a phenomenal move. I can't see any negatives on it. We get a star, an all-star level shortstop. We get rid of someone who we were trying to move to third to get Rhys over to first. I mean, that was just a nightmare. That was a nightmare. It did not work out, and at least this Phillies team working. Let's get rid of him rather than try and make it work. We got rid of him instantly. It's funny for me, though, to think in the Mariners' perspective. They must have really high value in J.P. Crawford, but we've seen it. And I'm not saying the kid can't play at all, but I'm not going to sit here and wait. If we can get an all-star level player who's going to be 28, 29, and can provide you realistically better than what J.P. Crawford can. I'm pumped. Because I know that players in free agency are going to see this move and say, damn, the Phillies are serious. And you got to keep in fact, too, Segura had to waive his no trade. Now, apparently he was very miserable in Seattle, so he probably would have done it to anywhere. Moral of the story, beautiful move. It's going to start the trend to get more players here, so we hope. I love getting rid of Carlos. I wasn't a Carlos hater last year, but it's not what we wanted. We need to get our star in Rhys Hoskins over to first base because he was lost in left field. And we added a little bit of a bullpen. I mean, I don't know how much these guys are really going to provide for us, but, you know, it's something. That's why I thought it was crazy for them to start throwing more pitchers in at the end when I thought JP and Carlos Santana just for Gene would have been nice. But they keep throwing in these pitchers. I know one's on a little heavier contract than the other, so it balances itself out with Carlos's heavy contract and all that. I'm pumped. That's just what it is. Let me know what you think down below. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.